You are now watching the Queen Chioma.
So hey y'all, I'm back with another video. So tonight's video is yet again another Chioma Chats video on camera edition. Let's go ahead and cue that theme song. Chioma Chat. Chioma Chat. Chioma Chat. Chioma Chat. Chioma Chat. Say Chioma Chat. Chioma Chat. Chioma Chat. Say Chioma Chat. Chioma Chat. Say Chioma Chat. Chioma Chat. Say grab a snack and bring it back. Hey, Chioma Chat. It's Chioma Chat. Say hey, get it. Twerk some, twerk. And it's Chioma Chat. The red on my microphone is going up because I'm screaming in here, but hey y'all, I'm back again. I know I've been gone for a little while. It was my birthday, so I took some time off. I traveled. I was at my cousin's wedding in Philly. Shout out to the subscribers that I met in Philly. I met a lot of y'all. I had went out to Reserve downtown because my sister was like, let's go out, it's your birthday, come on. And I met a few subscribers. So shout out to y'all. Thank you for watching and supporting me. I was out there in Philly. And then I also went to Raleigh, North Carolina the 2 days after that. Or the next day. It was the next day because two of my friends from college were also getting married. So it was a very jam-packed weekend. I had my birthday, then I went to Philly, then I went to North Carolina, and now I'm finally back home. So that's where I've been. If y'all been missing me, I'm sorry I haven't been posting content, but there are some topics that I wanted to touch on. So I hope you guys are still tuned in. So for tonight's topic, baby, I don't even know where to begin because this whole situation is messier than a Zeus Network reunion special. But we are talking about the ongoing foolishness surrounding Liangelo Ball. Yes, the former basketball player turned into struggle rapper, and his sudden divorce from his then side chick turned wife, but now ex-wife, Rashida Nicole, the very same woman he left his longtime girlfriend, who is reality TV star Miss Nikki baby for. And this was just a few months ago, earlier this year, that he did this. This man has been embarrassing himself publicly for months, but this latest development, whoo, Lord Jesus Christ of jollof rice. We need to talk about it because not only has Liangelo officially filed for divorce from Rashida, who, by the way, is currently pregnant with his child, but this is the same woman he literally hopped to immediately after leaving his baby mama when their daughter was barely a month old. I know, it sounds crazy.
He ended up texting me and he's like, we need to talk when I come home. It's really bad. And I'm like, what? And I said, just tell me, because he wasn't coming home for 2 more days. I'm like, I can't just I'm nosy. I need to know what's going on. Right. And I'm like, just say it. I was like, what? You got someone pregnant? And he said, yeah, we need to co-parent. I got someone pregnant. Just like that. And I was like,
on a text?
On a text. And my baby is only 4 weeks old at the time.
And now, not even 2 months into their little love story, he's basically out, okay? He's filing for divorce like it's nothing. After all the matching fits, after the BET Awards red carpet, after all the Instagram soft launching, it's done, okay? Finished, finito, it's over. Okay, and let me just say this. Ever since Liangelo decided that he was a rapper, got 1 or 2 viral songs, songs to go viral, and suddenly he thought he was Future Junior, Future 2.0. He has been feeling himself way too hard. He's been out here chasing clout, living like a dollar store version of a toxic rapper, trying to build up his own baby mama roster like it's an accomplishment, like he's Future. But the truth is, he just looks like a lame ass goofy, a clown, a joke in designer sneakers. And it's crazy because he comes from a 2-parent household. His brothers are in the NBA. He's never wanted for anything. Who are you trying to impress? But anyway, I've broken this video down into 4 main talking points. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. So starting off with point number 1, let's start with the timeline, the very messy timeline. Because once you lay it all out, it's hard not to be both shocked, but then completely unsurprised at the same time, okay? Liangelo Ball was in a relationship with Miss Nikki baby, who is a reality TV star. She comes from money, and they were together for over 3 years, 3.5 years to be exact. And while their relationship had its ups and downs, they welcomed a baby boy a few years ago, and they also welcomed a baby girl together earlier this year, 2025. And to me, that should have been a time for bonding, a time for healing, and starting a new chapter as a family. I remember I saw their Instagram pictures and I thought it was so cute. But instead, Liangelo decided to open a brand new book, okay, with a whole nother woman. And that is Rashida Nicole. Rashida Nicole came out of nowhere. At first, people thought thought she was just a rebound or like a sneaky link, but within weeks, rumors started swirling that they had secretly gotten married, which is crazy because how do you have 2 kids by a woman and you're with her for almost 4 years and you don't marry her, but you meet this random side chick and all of a sudden you want to marry her? And I asked my boyfriend about this, about how this is possible, and he was just like, honestly, some guys are just lame and they're not necessarily wanting to be in a relationship with this mistress or side chick or other woman. He was basically telling me how like they just want the coochie. Like at a certain point when I guess you can't have like sex with your pregnant girlfriend or wife, some men just have, I guess, urges and a lack of sexual discipline is what he was telling me. And it's not that he genuinely wants to be with this other person. He just wants to have access to her goodies is what he was saying. We don't have any kids. He doesn't have any kids, but he said this is what he thinks it is because he was just saying that some men lack sexual discipline. I think Liangelo is definitely one of them. So they had a baby in January. By February, paparazzi spotted them leaving a courthouse in matching white outfits, and they were also holding an envelope. Then in May, Rashida confirmed on social media that they were already husband and wife. Then timeline again, fast forward to June, they're booed up at the BET Awards, very public, very proud, posing for the cameras like it's all good. But we did notice something a little bit weird. It was like they tried to kiss and she tried to go in for the kiss and he didn't want to kiss her. I don't know, y'all. And then on June 26th, Rashida posts a heartfelt caption, y'all, announcing her pregnancy, which is so crazy because why are you pregnant by a man who just had a baby 4 or 5 months before that? Like, are you stupid? Anyway, and she was talking about how she was very grateful and how scared she is, and she was calling it a journey. She was also thanking her daughter, I guess she has another daughter, for supporting her, which is crazy because y'all know how we talk about the women in families, the girls at times in families who have the responsibility to raise their little siblings because maybe their mom had them young and then their mom decides to have more kids and now they're 10 years old, 12 years old, maybe even 17, and you're raising your younger siblings. I am so against that. Like, I feel like it should never be a child's responsibility to raise the children that you decided to have. Like, if anything, have all your kids at one time or just take the responsibility that you're going to be a mother to a teenager and a mother to a newborn, okay? I hate that for young girls. And I've seen it a lot in Black families, especially African families. I'm an African, so it just is annoying to see. But anyway, she thanked her daughter for supporting her. And then boom, bop, bing, bop, boop, bop, bam. Oh my gosh. A week later, literally just 1 week, 7 days, Liangelo files for divorce. That was on July 3rd. It was done. He wiped his hands clean like she was just like another fling. Now, tell me that's not the most cowardly, narcissistic, emotionally stunted move you've seen in a while. And we know Nakers ain't ish, but this man really takes the cake. Like, this man really had a baby on the way, a new wife, and still couldn't commit for more than 60 days. That is literally 2 months. Like, he gave her less than a season of my favorite Hulu show. It's not just messy. I think it's very, very cruel. But when you look at how it started, it makes perfect sense. Now, moving on to point number 2. How you get him is how you lose him, which is the title of this video. Let's go ahead and call it what it is, y'all. This is a textbook case of how you get him is how you lose him, because maybe he's just fed up with her, but I think there's probably another woman that caught his eye. I think he's just, moving on. Or maybe he thought he could one up Miss Nikki Baby by getting with this girl and getting her pregnant. Whole time though, I don't think Miss Nikki Baby cares anymore. She's also moved on herself. Rashida was never the victim in this triangle. I'm sorry, I have to hold this woman accountable. She was the side chick and she knew that. She knew Liangelo had a woman when she got with him. She knew Miss Nikki Baby had just given birth, and this woman still chose to entertain him, flaunt him, and build her little fantasy of life off of the back of another woman's pain. You deserve to be slapped. Line up and I'll just do slashes on you. This is why I tell women all the time, if a man is willing to leave his family for you, you better be scared, okay? You better not be flattered. Don't be excited, not ready to, soft launch pictures and do couples captions. No, you need to be scared, because that means he's not capable of loyalty or any type of emotional maturity. Rashida thought she won a man, okay? But baby, you didn't win anything, okay? You didn't win. You just temporarily distracted a fool who was already running from responsibility in the first place. Like, She played herself. She played herself trying to flex a man who didn't even finish his last relationship respectfully. And I think that Rashida thought that she was different, like every girl always does. She thought that she was the one, but in reality, she was just the next one, okay? Just the next one up. Liangelo's rapper era has definitely gotten to his head. He started cosplaying as some toxic hip hop stereotype with a rotation of women and a rotation of baby mamas when really he doesn't even have the range. He is not Future. He's not Drake. He's not even Tyga. Like, if we being real, he's really just some washed up basketball player trying to live out a rapper fantasy, and it's corny to see. It's so lame. And taking innocent kids along for the ride, Rashida didn't even care. Okay, Rashida didn't care about Miss Nikki Baby's pain, her children, and now she's dealing with her own. I don't know what to tell you, sis, but that's not a coincidence. That is karma with a middle part and press on nails. You got what you deserved. Now, moving on to point number 3, let's talk about accountability on both sides. Now, before anyone just tries to say, oh, I'm just blaming the woman because y'all swear somebody's a pick me when I'm really not. But let's talk about accountability. Liangelo is trash. Dumb stuff, ayakaka trash. That part is established though. Like, we've been knew that when he was doing what he did to Miss Nikki Baby. Like, we already dragged him. He left the woman who had just given birth. Like, do you know how cruel, how heartless, how selfish you have to be to leave someone when they're still bleeding, right? When they're still breastfeeding, when they're still trying to heal from what it takes to actually have a child. You gave her life, then you gave her heartbreak. That is next level disrespect. And he didn't just leave her, right? He left her for the streets, for Instagram likes, for a new aesthetic, for a rebrand. He wanted a rapper lifestyle so bad that he blew up the family he already had just to chase something that looks better on the outside but really isn't. But Rashida, again, accountability. She's not innocent either. She knew exactly what she was doing. She saw the headlines. She saw everything. She saw the timeline that we talked about. She willingly walked into this situation proud and loud. She was going back and forth with Miss Nikki Baby, calling her out. And do I believe Miss Nikki Baby maybe was all the way perfect in this? No, not at all. But Rashida, shut up. Okay, shut that your daddy stinking mouth. Will you please shut up? For God's sake. Metronugi, why was she ever talking? I swear I hate when side chicks talk. She didn't even try to keep it like discreet. She didn't try to keep it cute. She made sure everybody knew that she got the man, right? And now she's out here talking about choosing peace and energy and, you know, being hangry during her pregnancy in her caption. But like, girl, you chose mess and now it's eating you up. And I know some people are going to say, well, you know, maybe he lied to her. Maybe he tricked her. Maybe he sold her a promise. No. Because no. Absolutely, because no. We're not going to play that. Let's not play dumb. Rashida knew, okay? She just thought that she'd be the one to change him. And spoiler alert, ladies, you can't change a man who doesn't want to grow or change. Let's be honest. Women like Rashida, they often think that they're smarter than the program or they're smarter than the last girl. They think like, oh, well, I'm cuter and he treats me different. But baby girl, you're not an upgrade. For real. You're a repeat. Like, there's a million Rashidas out there, and she was already a side chick in another man's marriage prior to this.
Tim Anderson, that's who she was allegedly with, and he was allegedly with a woman or a wife at the time. It was so mixy and messy. You can go Google that on your own time. And then somehow she trotted her way into this relationship, and now she's with the man that has children with her.
I mean, I heard that they actually started dating in October. But don't quote me because he never told me that. I don't know for a fact. I don't have the closure, like I said. But the tattoo that she has, that she covered of Tim Anderson's name with Jello's name, it was completely healed at the time.
Wait, so she put Jello's name over Tim's name?
She put G3 over Tim Anderson's name, and it was healed. When she was arguing with me online, one of my friends noticed, hey, that tattoo is not, it's been.
Hold on, I can't even deal with
So who knows how long they really
were dating.
Give
me some more water, please. Hold on. Wait a minute, Now she covered up the first man she was with, allegedly, who had a wife, with the man who had the babies with. This is wild.
This is some shit.
So I don't know what Liangelo Ball was thinking. It's like, oh, she already don't care. I'm gonna get with her. I don't know. He's just dumb to me. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not even trying to be that mean. But yeah, he's a little dumb to me. But I think that's why it's so important to not ignore how a man moves with other women. Okay, I'm not saying that just because he treated you like this and the last girl like this, he's always gonna be that way. Men do change, but you have to know that they're changing. You have to see that he's not the same man that he was, and things have definitely grew. true. Things have changed. If he was cold and distant and dismissive to his last girlfriend, why would you expect warmth from him long term? You're just watching your own future play out in somebody else's present. Like, that's all I see. Like, you're getting a glimpse of what you're gonna get. And the truth is, if a man can be emotionally unavailable during one of the most vulnerable times of a woman's life, such as postpartum, right? He has no business being with anybody. Literally, you're not gonna be special to a man who lacks empathy, because he definitely lacks empathy. You're just new, and I promise you, it will wear off on him. Now, moving on to my fourth and final point, this is a PSA for women. Stop believing the lies, okay? Here's what I want women to take from this. Stop thinking, stop thoughting, everything. Stop thinking you're special because a man chooses you over somebody else. Okay, ladies? That's not love, okay? That is his ego. That is what I call an escape. That is a man looking for his next dopamine hit before reality actually catches up to him. A lot of men like to jet and run away from their problems because they know that backlash, that karma, that problem, that financial situation, all of that is chasing them. Men who bounce from woman to woman to woman, especially right after having kids, are not falling in love, okay? They're falling apart. Okay. And as for Rashida, she basically caught him in free fall, and she mistook that for romance. Don't let a man make you his rebound, his exit plan, or his midlife rebrand, because that's exactly what Rashida was to Liangelo, if you ask me. And now look at her. Now she's sitting up here, she's holding a baby bump, while the man that she married off of vibes and hormones is already gone. And he probably doesn't want nothing to do with her or that child. Liangelo wants to be a rapper so bad, but he doesn't even have the mental discipline or emotional intelligence to maintain one healthy relationship. And we thought he did. He was in a relationship for a very long time with Miss Nikki, baby, but we don't know what was going on behind the scenes. Instead, look at him. He's out here stacking up kids like he's stacking up mixtapes. Women, please stop falling for the illusion. A man who leaves his child and partner once will definitely do it again and again and again, okay? Until someone breaks that cycle, or he ends up alone with a hard drive full of SoundCloud tracks that no one wants to listen to, okay? And no one's at his baby showers, and no one's at his funeral, and he's in the nursing home and nobody cares to come and visit him. I worked in a nursing home as one of my jobs when I was a college student, home on break. When I tell you there were so many men in that nursing home and nobody ever came to see them. And I'm not saying that means like, yeah, their character was bad, but a lot of times we see this, okay? So, you know, this behavior, it's not cute, it's not edgy, it's definitely not a flex to be baby mama number 2 or 3 for a man who can't finish anything he starts, okay? We definitely have to start demanding more from these men before we let them access our bodies, our energy, and our peace. I wish Rashida never got pregnant by him. I think she deserves what she's getting, but you know, you shouldn't even bring a child into this. You could have just got played where the man just doesn't want you anymore, but you literally now have a child by him. There is no, and I mean no, there's no reward in playing ride or die for someone who just is joyriding through your life. Because the same man who promises you the world today can leave you holding the pieces tomorrow, if we're being real, especially when his idea of responsibility is reposting his songs but dodging paternity court. Do not let loneliness or a fantasy cloud your judgment. And I know I've been there before. If he has chaos written all over him, believe it, okay? Believe it the first time. So my closing thoughts, just to wrap this all up, let's just sit with the reality of what we just witnessed with this situation. And I'll tell you what it is. This was definitely not love. This was not a fairy tale. This was basically a cautionary tale wrapped in a whole bunch of red flags and delusion. Rashida Nicole got caught up in the fantasy of being chosen and being picked. This is a real pick me, right? When in reality, she was just next in line. There's going to be another girl. And unfortunately, when you participate in breaking someone else's home, someone's happiness, someone's family, you're often laying the foundation for your own heartbreak. Like, no pun intended, but that's how it works. Miss Nikki baby may have been the one crying in the beginning and heartbroken and questioning why. You know, we read her message when it all came out. But in the end, if we're being real, Miss Nikki baby dodged the biggest bullet of her life. Now she gets to raise her son and her daughter in peace, or a little bit, but without a man who clearly doesn't understand loyalty or commitment or fatherhood. And I think that is kind of a win. Rashida, She's basically sitting in the same heartbreak that she once ignored in someone else. So karma, I don't feel bad for you. She thought she was exempt from the consequences, but karma never misses, okay? It never does. And Liangelo, yeah, he's out here trying to live a rapper lifestyle with zero self-awareness, zero maturity. He comes off like a very big lame and just zero direction. And it's weird because it's like, dude, like, you didn't come from that. He's not iconic. He didn't pull off anything that, you know, we haven't seen before. He's not him per se, right? He's just a man child with a microphone, a messy track record, now having 2 baby mamas in less than 2 years. Disgusting. To me, there's nothing admirable about a man who leaves destruction behind everywhere he goes. And there's nothing boss about being the woman who enables it either. So let's let this situation be a reminder. You cannot build happiness on someone else's pain. It will never work. What starts in betrayal will never end in peace. And remember, ladies, okay? If you have to steal a man to have him, you will spend the rest of your relationship trying not to lose him the same way that you got him. So that is it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please let me know your commentary on my commentary down below. What do you think? What do you know? Let me know. If you haven't already, definitely support me on my journey to becoming this year's Miss Diaspora Nigeria USA 2025. My link is pinned down below on how you can vote. It is $5 per 1 vote. You can do 1 vote. You can do 20 votes. Shout out to the person that sent me $100 worth of votes. Oh my gosh, I am so grateful for you. Thank you. But you are supporting my journey. Everything from hair, makeup, dress, outfit, hotel, airfare, all of that, as well as feeding people in Nigeria who are hungry and going without. So it is a great cause. Thank you all in advance. And again, the link is pinned down below. And as always, last but not least, don't forget to follow me on all of my social media networks, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, y'all.
Juicy like a kiwi. Bars graduated, they was telling me to free me. And yeah, he called me Chi-Chi. He grabbing on my cheat-cheats. Damn, what you mean with the team? Green, white, green. So I rock to the beat, oh yeah. And I shake on the beat, oh yeah. Few bands for a feature, some of my money know they spoil. Chioma, I'm hot, I bring water to a boil. Come on, one time for the melanin girls. Skin popping in the sun, let me hear you one time. Baby, let me hear you one time. Yeah, 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 yeah. One time for the African girls, and you know we get it done. Let me hear you one time. Ladies, let me hear you one time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 1 shot, 2 shot, come on, baby, come on. Put your hands to the top, come on, ladies, come on.